2, 1.
Hi, we're Grace.
Hi, we're Grace, and we're here today for episode 1 of Getting Wasted on You, brought to you by Heaps Normal. We're going to chat shit and get some hot tips from your favourite bands on everything music, gig culture, and of course, how to not get wasted on someone. Today we are with the lovely Sunday State.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're gonna...
Yeah, which camera? All three.
Yeah, for everyone at home, there's many cameras, many angles.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
I would like to bestow upon you guys some Heaps honoraries
Thank you.
to enjoy.
Beautiful.
Someone
hold
hold
the
the
microphone to your mouth.
Would you say you enjoy it heaps?
Oh, normally.
Yeah. That was my bit. I like it.
Wow, we're so fucking hilarious. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've never had one
we
before
got a
either.
live review.
No.
What?
Wait, don't sip yet. We'll get tasting notes.
This is actually okay.
Yeah.
You would accept this on the right?
Yeah,
I
if
would
someone
accept
said
this.
this was on the rider, I would kind of be pleasantly pleased, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's what it is.
You'd be quietly pleased?
You'd be heaps pleased.
Just a normal level of...
Yeah.
I feel like considering we're drinking something, we should start the first question being like, what is the go-to drink on a night out?
Or at a gig. Anywhere.
At a gig?
Unison.
I think at a gig, it's cans, I guess.
Of what?
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to.
Beans. Genuinely, like my go-to beer on stage for the past year has been Heaps Normal. Weirdly. Not weirdly, actually.
Do you have a favourite Heaps Normal?
The XPA is my go-to usually.
Oh, we nailed it.
Yeah. But the hazy pale's good as well. The lager's alright as well. Yeah.
I can actually
Good.
probably count on one hand the amount of times I've seen Connor drink at a show. So
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
always been, well, not at the moment, but
No.
for a
Had
long
about 7
time.
pints of Guinness on Saturday. But
I remember when we went on tour with Stan last year, Baker's Eddie with the other support act, and like the first thing they said to us was like, "Don't do drugs, don't drink," and then they walked away. And it was very like sincere. It was like because we were clearly like very scared because it was our first big boy show tour.
Yeah.
I just feel like every time I've had more than like 3 drinks and gone on stage, I just lose my hearing. Because I don't know what it is about when you drink when you can't, like, you know when you drink and you just can't hear after a while, and like especially those shows where you know the foldbacks aren't great and you can't hear anything and you're also drunk or you're like, you know, it's just like a recipe for disaster. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know, I think but yeah, for me especially, I think that over the past like year I've realized that like I'm probably better when I'm not drinking, like in general altogether, like at all, because I think it's just one of those things where like it affects people in different ways, and it's not that it's like a problem thing or anything like that. It's just like I think you realize it's a big damper on your mood sometimes. Like if you are consistently drinking every weekend and getting, you know, having a few more drinks than you'd like to, and I think that energy going into shows just makes you even more anxious and even more when it's already like a stressful situation. So I think that like, yeah, having a really good sort of tasting beer that you can actually have on stage was great, because it still gave you that thing that you could like bend down and sip on if you wanted to, and you didn't feel like you kind of stood out not drinking or anything like that. So yeah, it's been really good.
Your latest single, Make It Right.
Yes.
Congratulations, great
Thank
song.
you. Thank you.
What is one food item that is made wrong, in your opinion, that you wish you could make right?
I've got a very strong opinion on this, but when cafes...
That's a very
that was
strong
so
opinion
quick.
on everything.
He's being ready for this.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
He messaged you guys this question
is
earlier.
an opinion.
No, I'm sure you'll all agree, but when you get a sandwich from a cafe and they toast it, and the spinach is just like very cooked and like
yes.
When they do it with like lettuce.
Yeah,
100%.
and avocado as well.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
That's
There's
every
this-
single cafe.
Putrid.
Oh.
Yum.
What? Continuing on the topic of food, our latest song, Wasted on You, has a lyric that says conversations over cold food. Are there any foods that you think are better served cold besides spinach on a
Oh,
sandwich?
I've got a red hot opinion, or a cold opinion on this, I guess. I often eat pizza cold, like the next day.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
I think that's,
I think that's
pretty
very
universal.
acceptable.
Okay, not a hot
Yeah.
take? Okay, never mind.
A very cold take.
A very cold take, but
Yeah.
popular one.
I straight up refuse to reheat pasta because the noodles get too soft.
Oh, we're talking about now we're going into types of pasta. Like
Okay.
it makes a difference. But like yeah,
Do we have a fellow Italian here?
no.
So, we are both playing the graveyard shift
We are.
at the
We are.
Lansdowne on the 4th of August. How do you...
Yeah.
Yeah. That show, I believe the headliner gets on, which will be you guys, at 12:30 a.m.
Oh my
I didn't know
god,
that.
I didn't know that.
Live reactions.
They're like, oh, so we're actually not playing.
Yes, we're not. Like, who in the band is a morning versus night person?
Ooh.
I'm definitely a night owl.
Yeah, you definitely are.
I don't do well with morning. Let's try and give a pleasant way to say that.
I fucking hate
Yeah.
mornings.
I'm
Nah, I'm unfortunately both a morning and night person. So like I can't sleep in, but I can't go to bed early. So like I'm just tired all the time.
That's me.
Our bass player Finn right now is.
I'm just a night person exclusively.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, tell
Working-
us about Finn.
Shout
Yeah.
out Finn. We
Shout
miss
out
you.
Finn.
Come home.
All the
please.
homies love
Come home.
Yeah.
Your
He's a
parents
sports
miss you.
journalist at SBS.
Yeah.
It's an awesome job, but it means he has to do the night shift when what was last year again? World Cup.
No, he did.
No,
he
he
did
did
both.
both the
He
Tour de
does
France
both.
and the World Cup.
Oh my god.
And
Didn't like participate in both. He was doing
Give us some
work
context. Give us some context for the
for-
crowd. More about yourselves, guys. Like, I obviously like the Sunday Estate. That's you guys. Like, what? How did you guys get to that name? Did it go under different iterations?
Boy.
There's so much. That was so loaded. I'm
no,
excited.
it's fine.
Not
No,
that
it
good.
was not really. It wasn't like a particularly. It's not a gnarly story or anything. We couldn't agree on a name
Yeah.
for a while
I think picking a band name is the hardest part of being a band.
Yeah.
Like,
because all band
yeah.
names are like they don't matter at the end of the day. Like there's some amazing bands that have horrible band names.
do you want to
Name
name a few? Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, true.
I think it's a bad band name. Great band though.
Yeah.
Finn's blood pressure is up here right now.
Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day.
Were you guys always the Sunday Estate? Like, was there any
The first
other?
show we played, we were the Bum Bag Boys.
Wow.
Nice.
See that for you guys. Yeah.
Jam the bum back.
I think that was an intentional alias.
Yeah, like we weren't gonna go with it forever.
Yeah, it was just like let's just do this, see how it works live.
Yeah, and then I think when we had our first proper show, we were like, oh, we
The
kind of need a
Sunday
name
Estate,
by now. So the Sunday Estate, but we're kind of transitioning into our TSE phase where we just want to be abbreviated. But whether or not that works,
We'll find out.
That's
We'll
like
find out.
AFI, TSE.
yeah,
Exactly.
TSE. So if you guys want to call us anything, call us TSE.
You heard it here first.
T.S.
Well,
Eliot.
we were almost Electric Avenue, so.
Grace is
Oh,
Grace is
I don't think we were.
We were not almost.
It was
electric
suggested. We had some horrible suggestions.
Jesus.
Come on, really not holding back.
Yeah, I just said I don't care, and then I just kind of
Oh look,
look. Jono was like, "Oh, we went through so many bad names." Like I said,
let me run you out.
Let it cook.
the worst suggestion that I ever made, and I don't know why I thought it was cool at the time. I think it was like the Tumblr era in me that was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah,
we
here
should
we
call
go.
it like the Sunday Book Club."
When did you say that?
Oh, that was
I do
that's-
remember
And
this.
everyone was like, "That's the worst thing I've ever heard."
Give it to the man.
Like I went and I did a bit of a dive, and I actually found some like publications that you guys put out.
Okay.
Oh, no.
About like
Oh no!
it's
Ancient news.
It's ancient. No, it's about. I think it was in like 2021. So in that publication with Pillar Rats, you guys said that you.
Pillar Rats?
Pillar Rats.
Pillar Rats.
This is
All right.
Oh
He did the
Let's redo it. Redo it.
Oh my God.
There's no accent.
In 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
So that didn't happen. In a publication with Power Rats
Yeah.
in 2021, you said that you often want to show You said that you often want to show the happier, more positive side of sad topics in a format that's universal and relatable, where the sad topics are drawn from you and your own life and your experiences and your anxieties. Like us as a band, like we kind of run with the tagline, sad songs that you can dance to.
Yeah.
And when I read that, what you guys read in that, it was just like, it struck very, very close to home. In the sense that it was like, I wanted to ask, like, as a band, like, what is it about, like, vulnerability in lyrics and, like, happy music that makes it, like, so captivating, to you guys at least? I know it's a pretty deep question, answer it as you wish, but it's like, yeah, it's like, I
Lyric
think...
man, is that me? Yeah.
Lyric man.
I don't know, I think that, it's hard because I feel like with lyrics are something that, you know, when someone writes them, I guess you might be writing them for yourself, but it's completely open to interpretation from whoever is listening to them. So I think that, like, writing from places that are, like, being vulnerable, I guess, in lyrics is, like, really important in terms of just, like, for your own catharsis or whatever you need to get out that you can't say normally. But I think as well, like, there's a lot of universal feelings that we all have, and I think that music does a really good job of kind of speaking to those and making people feel seen. I think that just, like, I don't know, I think, like, happy songs are, like, hard to write because, you know, they don't feel sincere, and I think that the negative emotions are the most sincere ones. And so I think that, like, making sure that you're being honest, and I think one of the things I didn't do for a while was write truthful songs. Like, I just wrote, like, the words that came out, like our first couple of songs. Like, I think I Don't Want to Be Alone was just like I needed a catchy chorus, and that was all it was. And I didn't think about the content of the song, but I think that the more I started to put effort into the content that was going into the lyrics, the better the songs became in general anyway. And I think that, yeah, long-winded answer, being vulnerable in your lyrics is a really important thing, and I think that it's what speaks to your audiences the best. And I think that as a listener of music, that's what catches me, is something that I think sounds beautiful, sad, and destructive, whatever it ends up being. But I think that, yeah, as long as it feels truthful.
So yeah, I guess the hook of our segment here with Heaps is don't get wasted on him, don't get wasted at all. What's your main, and we were talking about this when we were talking about your lyric writing and being vulnerable in lyricism and how that can be kind of sometimes jarring in the sense that it's like you are putting out your heart on your sleeve for everybody to kind of be exposed to. It's like, what is the main piece of advice for like self-love, self-care advice for anyone going through a rough time at the moment? Something small from each of you.
Go outside.
Touch grass.
That's really good.
Yeah, touch grass. You might not want to walk, but just go for a walk. That's it.
You sound like such a dad.
What's this depression you've got?
Have you tried going into the park?
Have you had enough water today,
Drink
love?
some water.
Yeah. No, actually, the other thing I will say is that, like, this too shall pass. Like, whatever you're going through, it sucks now, whatever it ends up being, but there's always, like, a new segment. There's always... The song starts again later on. There's a new scene, new series, whatever it ends up being. Like, you'll get through it, you know? Yeah.
This too shall pass is a really good one. That's one I've heard many times. How about you guys, rest of the band?
I'll say something I found useful is just asking yourself how much you've got left in the tank before you decide to do something or an activity, which is self-care. So, because self-care can be these really big activities, or they can just be really, really tiny things that once you do, you feel sort of accomplished, like after you do them. So just seeing how much you have left in the tank and figuring out what you could do with the energy and the time that you have, which I found very useful.
Yeah. Nice.
I think taking care of yourselves always very important, and I know a lot of people, and I do it occasionally, but I see more people do it, is always prioritizing everyone else in this kind of big selfless act of like, I have to be there for everyone, and then it gets to 10 o'clock at night and then they have no time for themselves, and then it all starts again the next day. And that's pretty much what you said. Yeah, go outside. Know when to remove yourself from something. Know when to go get a coffee. Yeah. Have a shower, I don't know.
Listen to
Something
Sunday
nice.
State.
Listen to the Sunday State.
Drink Heaps normal.
Drink a nice non-alcoholic beer.
Just at work.
Just cracking open the cold.
Yeah.
In the car.
That's acceptable,
Socialists
right?
should be acceptable. Like,
Yeah.
I think so.
5, baby.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
Jeez.
I mean, for me, I've had to kind of learn that like it's actually you got to work at it. Like it's a skill. You can't just read about it, or you can't think your way out of it, and you can't. Everyone comes up with many strategies to try and cope with the bad stuff, but a lot of those are just distractions. And I mean, it takes work. You got to make that the goal in itself. And I think that's what real self-care is, not just having a bubble bath or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Self-care is just knowing, like yourself, and
Knowing
being
yourself.
aware of like
you gotta
what's...
you gotta practice it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yourself is like, it's very difficult to know yourself because it requires a lot of objectivity.
Yeah, and you're like, what if I hate myself?
Well, yeah, what if I don't? What if I look under the hood and it sucks?
Like, on that note,
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. I think
Sorry, that was so good. Fuck you guys.
My housemates want to use the kitchen, so can we all...
I have another interview after this.
yeah, I think that's everything from us. We've
been great.
We've been great.
They've been the Sunday State. Or
we will
TSE as they
continue
will
to
now
be
be
the
known.
Continue to be
Yes.
We will continue to be those unless any of us has a crazy rebrand. Good night.
Jesus. I was going to say, if you like the Sunday State, you can check them out on Spotify. We'll be playing a show with them on the 4th of August at the Lansdowne.
It's free.
It's
free show.
They're on it earlier than us.
So so stick around for us.
We're on before your bedtime. They're on after.
Yeah, but check it out, and if you're free, come to the geek, and have a heap of
That's a wrap.
Thank you very much.